Okay, let's go.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right. Shalom, shalom. All right, shalom. All right, we are the Hebrew Israelites, the camp of GMS, Montreal camp. Okay. So, hey, we're going to start off by facing the east and giving all praises, honor, and glorification to Yahweh. Right, double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, those who rule well and teach well. And shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, so hey, so we're presently in the last days, okay, where Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has put in place prophets to declare his intents, okay, which is the coming of his son, Yahushua, to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel and to bring destruction upon the wicked. All right, and the wicked is referred to Esau, Edom, right, because there's a specific nation that was set up by the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, to bring forth wickedness on the earth. And that nation is the Edomites, also known in this age as the so-called white people. Okay?
This is the book of Malachi 1 and verse 4. And it reads, "Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down."
Right, so though in their heart they think they're going to build, which they're currently in the building process now, seeing what they've been building since the Renaissance, which means rebirth. But right now, what are they building? They're building this N to the W to the O, okay? Which is going to be solidified once they put in place the C-hip, okay? Which is that digital device, and that's gonna, it's gonna allow them to have complete control on the planet Earth, man. So they say, we shall build.
They shall build, but I will throw down.
Right, so they might think they're going to build, but the Yahweh Hashem Yahushua said, I will throw down, man. Right?
And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
Right, so Esau, Edom is going to be known worldwide as the border of wickedness, man. Okay? Which he is. We know he's the border of wickedness. How do we know? Through the spirit of power, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. This devil has been identified, man. 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, the 8th verse. Yeah.
And the people against whom the Lord had indignation forever.
Right, so it's the people against whom the Lord has indignation forever, man. Okay? So the people against whom the Lord hates, man. Well, Malachi says it, the 1st chapter. Also the book of Romans in the New Testament, the 9th chapter says, Jacob have I loved, and Esau have I hated, man. Because our power, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, is a power of righteousness, man.
That's right, that's right.
Okay? He's not into wickedness, man sleeping with men. Okay, men sleeping with little boys, man. Injustice, ill-gotten gain, boredom. Okay, all these traits, all these things that Esau Edom promotes, man, in this carnal system that we live in, man.
That's right.
You know.
This is Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 16.
When you read these characteristics, all of these characteristics are the characteristics of the Edomites, right? The so-called wicked man. Right?
These 6 things doeth the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto her. So, a proud look.
A proud look. When you look at the majority of these Edomites, they got a proud look on their face. They could be homeless, all right? They could be fat, out of shape, all right? Complete losers, drunks, drug addicts, and they're still proud. See what I'm saying? Go ahead.
A lying tongue.
Oh, and they're natural born liars. All right? It's natural to them to do that. Go ahead.
It says, and hands that shed innocent blood.
To shed blood, go ahead.
A heart that deviseth wicked imagination. Feet that be swift in running to mischief.
Yeah, they're always behind some mischief, man. Look at what's going on in Sudan. What's going on in Ukraine. Everything is behind these devils' mischief. Or Iraq. They're mischief, man. Okay? They're not here to push forth righteousness. They're here to push forth mischief and wickedness. Right.
A false witness that speaketh lies. And he that soweth discord among brethren.
These are all the characteristics of the Edomites. Okay? This is all their characteristics. Look at this is how they rule the world.
Right.
And this is why these people of the earth, they have a similar spirit to them, a similar mind state, because they're nothing more than carbon copies of the Edomites.
Right.
Oh, get me that?
This is Ecclesiasticus 10 and verse 2. as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
Simple and plain, man. If he's wicked, they're wicked. If the ruler is wicked, the people are wicked. If the ruler is proud, the people are proud. If the government is righteous, the people are righteous, man. All right? To some extent. Right? If you go back to the ancient world, if you go back to, let's say, the 1800s, where things weren't as wicked as it is now, the people were more decent. Even the wicked people, even the most evil people, they have more of a decorum about them. Man. See, but now we're in a stage where wickedness, the floodgates of wickedness is open. So now they're just doing anything their lust and their mind tells them that they want to do.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 8 and 13. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride and arrogancy, and the evil way and the forward mouth do I hate. Right, so, hey, the fear of the Lord is to hate evil. Like the brother said, you know, these people, they're completely proud, man. They don't fear the Lord. That's what's going on in this society. Like in the ancient days, they had some form of reverence for the Pope. You know, he was like the
hell with the Pope. They had reverence for God, for some form of higher power. The Pope is a demon. Right. And they had reverence for the higher power. And that's what's important. That's what kept it important.
Right.
The Pope is always going to be, you know what I'm saying? They don't understand. That dude ain't never been right. Anyone says that dude was a devil.
Most definitely. You know, so though he presented himself as the representative of the Most High, he was definitely a demon. You know, the people, they had a reverence for that higher power. Okay? But contrary to now, man, you know, this devil, Esau, he completely removed that fear of the Most High, man. You know? So, but these things are the things that the Most High hates, man. Pride and arrogancy, man.
This is 2 Ezra 11 and verse 44. The highest also looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled.
Right, man. His abominations are fulfilled, man. So the devil is at the height of his wickedness, man. Okay, and we are in the proud times, man. Okay, where a woman can commit adultery, you know, and be proud about it, man. Not be held accountable for her wickedness, you know, and then just be proud about it, man.
A man can be proud about it too, right? They'll go to a damn, they'll come to sleep with a man's wife and write a song about it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying too? So it's all wickedness. Wickedness is being promoted in this place on a high fucking level. Right. This is why the Most High is going to destroy this place. Good.
Habakkuk 1 and 4, therefore the law is slack, and judgment does never go forth. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous. Therefore wrong judgment proceeded.
Right. You guys want to step in this, man?
We gotta get it.
Habakkuk 1 and 4, therefore the law is slack.
You're supposed to be a speaker, brother. Don't put this, man.
Therefore the law is slack, and judgment doth never go forth.
Right.
For the wicked doth compass the righteous.
Right. So why is the law slack? Why is the law not being implemented, man? Okay, because the wicked is in power, man. Okay, Job 9 and 24 clearly says that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, man, and he covered the faces of the judges thereof, man. If not, where and who is it, man? You know? And you look at the concordance, it says, if it's not him, who is it?
Right.
Okay, good.
Right.
Therefore wrong judgment proceeded.
Yeah, wrong judgment proceeded, man. Okay? Right. That's why, you know, if you have a good lawyer, you can get acquitted for your crimes, man. You know? These politicians, you know, they're constantly into frauds, man. But they don't get judged for that. Okay? Because what? The wicked is in power, man. They have friends in high places, man. You know?
You can have a guy do the same exact crime and get like 5 to 10 times the sentence, and the guy did it because he might not have had the right lawyer, or the judge might just not have liked it for whatever reason. That happens all the time. So it shows you this place is not a righteous place.
Job 15 and 34, for the congregation of the hypocrite shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacle of bribery.
Right, so that's how they function. Okay, they have lobbyists. It's all about bribery in this place. Okay, if you have money, you can make your way in this world. You know, you can buy your way in this world, rather. You know. Okay.
Real quick. Amos 9 and 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord.
Well, so then they have a couple months ago, a lot of celebrities they got accused for paying for the children's diplomas, diplomas and stuff like that, man. So they
the rich Edomites got paid. I didn't know about celebrities. I'm sure celebrities, whoever got money, right? Which was mainly those Edomites that was doing that. That was a few years ago.
Right.
Big scandal.
Right, big
That allowed their kids to get through college and
Right.
things like that.
Right.
It's all about money. It's all about bribery, you know.
Right.
And another thing, well, that's just how that's the psychology of these wicked people. They have a price to them. All these people got the reason these women do OnlyFans because they got a price on them. You know, they don't have most of them don't have integrity. Anyone who's doing that, they don't have integrity at all. But they have a price. You know, so it's not like, oh, no, I won't do that because of my image. Give me the right amount of money, and I'll do it. See? Now, Jason, going back to them, he bought his way to the high priest.
Yep.
Why? Because them priests back then was wicked, and they were all about that money, that filthy lucres, man. Give me that scripture speaks about filthy lucres. Let's see.
This is Proverbs chapter 18 and 10. Just to back you up, it says, Proverbs 18 and 11. It says, the rich man's wealth is his strong city, and in high wall in his own conceit. Right, so the rich man's wealth, that's a strong city. So he's gonna rely on his riches, man. And it's a high wall in his conceit. So it's like in his own opinion, it doesn't matter what you say. As long as he has that money, it doesn't matter what you say. You know? It's a high wall in his own conceit.
Right. But regardless of who it is, it's human psychology. You got enough bread in the bank, you walk different, you talk different. You know what I'm saying to you? You might be kinder, right? Because you're good. You know, your mind, you're good. Right? But you have to understand that we think on a spiritual level, so we know the Most High can take that away. It says, riches make themselves wings. That's corruptible. You want to say something? That's corruptible. So we got that filthy.
This is Titus 1, in verse 11. It says, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they are not, for filthy lucre's sake. Like the brother's going into, hey, everything is about the money, man. You know, what's that saying in the world? You know, money talks, bullshit walks, man. You know, you have a certain amount of money, you could get out of particular troubles, man. You know, like the brother said, like the precept that he read, a rich man, his wealth is his strong city, man. You know, so whatever trouble that you get in a hiccup with the cops, you might just, flash a few dollars, man. Hey, they're gonna, rest assured that what you just did, man. You know, that's the society that we live in, man. You know, society where there's no integrity, everybody has a price, man. You know, you give the right amount of dollars, hey, they're willing to do anything, man.
Listen, the rich, that's why you think they get them Lambos, they can speed up. It's like they worry about the ticket. Why would they be worried about the ticket? They don't give the ticket be $3,000. The bread is going to save them from that. You see what I'm saying? They can buy the right lawyer and bring that and make that disappear. You see what I'm saying? So they're not worried about that. Jake, they get a little ticket. Now they got a meal prep. Now they got to, okay, no more plantain. I don't want to get rid of the Ricolet. So no more plantain. Right? Because there's a detrimental.
Ecclesiastes 9 and 15. That there was found in it a poor wise man. That's not good. I thought at 14. There was a little city and few men within it. And there came a great king against it and besieged it and built bulwarks against it. Now there was found in it a poor wise man. And he, by his wisdom, delivered the city. Yet no man remembered that same poor man. Then I said, wisdom is better than strength, Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised.
And we represent that poor man. Really, all the prophets represent that poor man. When you look at the book with Kings, right, when Jehu was going to be king, all right, the prophet came up in there. I don't know if you guys know that it's maybe 2 Kings 10, something like that. Anyways, it doesn't matter. The prophet came up in to tell him, listen, you're going to be king, ready, and he ran out. And then one of his officers or one of the people that was with him, he said, well, what did this madman tell you? They don't put this madman out to say. So they looked at the prophet as madman. Right? But the funny thing about it is when he told him what he said, well, he's going to be king. No, they don't put this God. So they took care to it, but he still was regarded as a lower person in society. You understand?
Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised,
That's it.
and his words are not heard. The words of a wise man are heard in quiet, more than the cry of him that ruleth among fools.
The Lord willing, I'm a wise man. Lord willing, because now they got to get me in quiet. Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 11 and verse 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, for righteousness delivereth from death.
Read that again.
But riches profit not in the day of wrath.
This is what they don't consider, man. And when the Lord brings judgment, they're going to help you, man. Okay? That's what they don't consider. So they think that's their strong tower. That's not their strong tower, man. Okay? Matter of fact, give me the riches is the offense.
Yeah, Ecclesiastes.
Hold that. Go ahead.
It says, but righteousness delivereth from death.
Righteousness is what's going to deliver the elect. Their righteousness towards the Al-Bashir. That has to do with their sacrifices that they're making. Okay? What's that? Spiritual sacrifice. Speaking the truth, speaking the gospel. Alright? Doing the works that Yahweh said to do. All these things are spiritual sacrifices. And the majority of people are not doing.
Sacrifice.
Go ahead, that's right. Go ahead. See that, man?
Ecclesiastes 7 and 12. For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense,
Wisdom is the defense. Money is the defense. Go ahead.
but the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it.
Right, but the ones who have knowledge, they know that there's wisdom that's going to give life. Not the riches. Okay? It's a defense to some extent. Alright? A lot of people, they're the crypto, they got all this money here and money here. And if something happens, they come to their account, there's $0 in it. But some of them hack the system. Right? 24/7, you got somebody on a computer looking to get to people's bank accounts. Alright?
And what proves that, it says that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. And the treasure of the Most High is salvation. It's the strength of salvation. You know, that goes with wisdom. But, you know, and money is a defense now, but in the time of destruction, it's not going to help you. These people are going to cast their silver and their gold in the streets. They're going to use their FRN notes to warm themselves, huh? You know, to bonfire. It's not going to deliver them.
Good, that's good.
This is Matthew 6 and verse 19. It says, lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through and steal. You know, scriptures are basically telling you, yo, don't invest in this world, man. You know, like the brother was saying, you know, there's people, there's hackers, you know, 24/7 on the computer, looking at different type of ways to get into your account and take your money, man. Showing you how that if you lay your treasures here, right, it's not secure, man. You know, any day somebody could just come in your bank account and take your money. But hey, if you invest in the truth, hey, your treasure is locked up in a safe that's secure, man.
That's right.
Well, which is what? In the heavens, man.
That's right, brother.
You know, nobody can go in the heavens and take, you know, the treasure you have laid up, man. You know, the work you've put in, man. You know? So that's why, hey, your focus should be on the truth, man.
That's right.
You know?
The works we follow them.
Proverbs 23 and 4. Labor not to be rich, cease from thine own wisdom. Will thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle towards heaven. So like the brother was saying, the money, you know, from today you can be rich, tomorrow you can be poor. But that wisdom stays with you. You have to hold it until the end. That same wisdom, the same knowledge will bring you into a life everlasting.
So even concerning this money system, they're about to do away with this money system. They're going to do away with the dollar bill. And they're moving into digital. So what is this money called? It's called fiat money, which is based on faith. So whatever faith that these elites put in the money, that's how much its value is worth. But once they say, "Oh, listen, man, we're moving on to another form of monetary system," okay, then that money has no more value, man.
This is James 5 and verse 1. It says, "Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you." It says, "Your riches are corrupted, your garments are moth-eaten." It says, "Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days."
That's right, man. Because that money is not backed up by gold, man. Okay, that money really has no value, man. Okay,
It's funny how it said, your gold and your silver is cankered. Gold and silver, they don't get cankered, they don't rust. Because they're superior metals. It's just showing you the value of, basically the money that Esau set in place. It has no value. When it first came into place, you could go to the bank and exchange it for gold. But try to do that now, man. The bankers, they're gonna look at you funny, man. Showing you because Esau, he basically put now that the money has no value. So therefore, when the day of destruction comes, right? When Esau shuts down the society completely, blackouts everywhere, you can't go to the ATM to take out your money. What are you going to do then?
That's coming. That's what Jake doesn't understand. See, Jake is still trying to live the dream life. They're trying to get to that dream life. They don't understand the society is going to hell. All right? And it's about to be in a situation where you can't even, food is going to be a luxury. All right? And when that happens, that's what a lot of these Jakes, they're going to be seeking the prophets. They're going to try to find where those guys at with the garments on in the street, where they at? All right? That's when all the joke is going to be done.
That's right.
That's when all the joking, oh, yo, I'll get to it when I get to it. That spirit's going to be done. Give me Amos 8. Give me Amos 8.
This is the book of Amos 8 and verse 11. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And they shall wander from sea to sea, from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it."
They won't find it. They'll be looking for it. They won't find it. All right? It's going to be unattainable to them. All right?
That's right.
Verse 12, it says, "And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it." Yeah, they're going to wander from sea to sea, man. Going, the places that the prophets used to be in, the corners that they used to preach. They're going to try to find the prophets, man. But what? They're not going to find them. Because at that time, all hell's going to be breaking loose. Amos 5 tells you how that, the prudent shall keep silence at that time, because it's an evil time. There's not going to be any need for the prophets to be out there to prophesy. All right? The prophecies are going to be taking full effect, man. All right? And it tells you furthermore in Ezekiel how that the Lord is going to cause the tongue of the prophets to cleave to the roof of their mouth, man. The warning, right now, that's when we're giving out the warning. Right now is the time for us to tell you what's going to happen. When it's here, there's not going to be any need for it, man. So you could go on and live, your fantasy, trying to chase the bag, do whatever. But the time's going to come when you're going to have to face reality, man. All right? And it's going to be a hard knock when you face that, man. Okay? All your dreams are going to be shattered. All your hopes, just like it says in Wisdom of Solomon, what the hope of the ungodly is as dust that bloweth in the wind. That's the hope of these people, man. Because they're living in La La Land, you know?
Ezekiel 3 and verse 26, and I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb, and shalt not be unto them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house.
Yeah, the Lord's gonna do it, man. It's not gonna be of us. All right? You might have the need, you want to break down certain precepts to somebody, but the Lord might put you in a position that you can't break it down, man. Okay? Because once again, hey, we're at the last seconds of the doors of mercy being closed, man. All right? But the signs are evident, man. It's evident that, yo, the famine of the word is coming, man. You know? Esau's putting all type of guidelines on YouTube, you know, blocking brothers' videos, you know, putting all type of laws into fruition, you know, taking away free speech, right? So, hey, we're coming into that time, man.
Quick, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3 and verse 7. A time to rant and a time to sue, a time to keep silence and a time to speak.
Yeah, there's a time for everything, man. You know, once again, right now we're in the time of speaking. Right now we're in the time of giving the warning. But the time's gonna come where the Lord is gonna switch. All right? He's gonna switch. It's gonna be a time of silence and just destruction, man.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know, just your free fall, man, for the angels to be let loose and bring judgment, man.
This is real quick. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 1. It says, "Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them."
So right now is the time for you to invest in the truth. Right now is the time for you to come and listen to the prophets, man. Not putting off from day to day, say, oh, I'm going to do it tomorrow. You know, I'm going to do it when, you know, the signs are more evident. At that time, it might be too late, man. You know? So right now, hey, and you come and do the work, man. Serve the Lord, man. Okay? Because the time's going to come where no man's going to be able to work, man.
But we only speak to the Israelites.
God, this only applies to the Israelites, not the, you know, the rest of the heathen nations, man. Because we know that the word only applies to our people.
It says, "While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain." It says, there's also the Lord said, I must work the works when I can't work the work. Roughly paraphrasing, there's a time that's going to come where no man can work. When the night coming, the night coming where no man can work. You know, and that's speaking of that evil day, the day of the Lord. Okay?
Noah wasn't prophesying in the rain.
Yeah,
The
right,
rain was there,
come on.
like 5 more days. Before those dark days, you know, he was in the ark.
Right. So what? It said the Lord shut him in. You know, so the Lord's gonna be he's gonna shut up that spiritual ark when the time of destruction comes, man.
Right.
And again it says, seek the Lord while he may be found. Implying that there's going to be a time when you won't find it. We are in the time of grace. This is the time that you're supposed to work, to seek for the Lord, to study to show yourself approved.
Right.
Because at that time, it's going to be too late, man. Yahushua is not going to come back to play games. He's not going to come back to do no breakdowns.
Right.
Okay? He's going to come to destroy.
Right.
And if it's either you're on the right hand or you're on the left hand at that time.
That's right.
No?
So that shows you that suffering in the right? No one else is going to be able to get it. No one else is going to be able to unlock it. You know? There will be no oil on sale. Right? So anyone who don't have it at that time, war is not meant for you to get it.
I mean, add to your point, there's a precept in Revelation, I think the Revelation 7, it tells you that for the destruction to come, all the elect has to be sealed first.
Yep. Or Revelation 7. Yep.
You know, all the elect has to be sealed first.
Right.
So, hey, if you don't have the truth then, when the destruction's going, that means, hey, most likely you're not of the elect, man. Okay? Because for the destruction to come, the elect has to be sealed, man. You know, the angels got to know, yo, who not to hit, you know, for judgment, man. You know, that's why ultimately we're here, you know, sign and crying so that what? We get that tawad, that mark of exemption, man. You know?
And the fact that we're standing here is another sign of mercy. The fact that the Lord has sent his prophets out in the highways and byways. So if you don't take heed now, joke's on you. Because we're out here doing the work. We're making our faith evident to the world. We're crying out, you know, but if you don't hearken, it's on you.
This is Sirach 18 and 24. Think upon the wrath that shall be at the end, and the time of vengeance, when he shall turn away his face. So you have to meditate upon the wrath that shall be at the end, which is referring to Jeremiah 30 and 7, Daniel's the 12th chapter, Matthew the 24th chapter. The Lord said a time of tribulation, such as was never was before, roughly paraphrasing, you know. And then you also have to think about the previous judgment that the Lord brought to fruition, right? Okay. It says, and the time of vengeance when he shall turn away his face. So ultimately, what's the face of the Lord? It's really speaking of this knowledge, man. The Lord's going to remove his knowledge, man, his wisdom, this truth, this understanding, man. You know?
So Proverbs 1 and verse 20. Wisdom cries without, she uttered her voice in the street.
Right. What's wisdom? It's really speaking of who's uttering wisdom. Wisdom comes by way of the prophets of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Because what? They're the mouthpiece of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. They're not speaking their own words, they're speaking of the wisdom of the Bible, man. The word of the Most High. Right?
She cried in the chief place of concourse and the openings of the gates.
Right, that's what you're seeing presently, man, throughout the whole world. There's prophets in the major cities and also all over the internet, man, preaching this word. Right?
In the city, she uttered her voice, her word, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge.
That's right, man, because this wisdom, it gives knowledge to the simple. Yeah. Right? Keep speaking.
It says, turn you out my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you.
Right, so like the brother mentioned, this is the ultimate grace of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, extending his hand to his people, the Israelites, okay, the so-called Black Latinos and Native Americans, man. Okay, this is who the reproof is going towards, man. You know, for you to repent and come back to your Lord, man, in order to be saved, to be refuge from the trouble that's coming. Man.
That's right. That's right.
Right?
Turn you out my reproof, because I have called and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded.
Right, so how is the Lord called, man? Okay, he's called by way of his men. Okay?
That's right.
Psalms, it's like Isaiah 62, he says, give him no rest. So the prophets of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua are constantly warning, man.
Dollars.
What did Paul say? Let us not, roughly paraphrasing, let us not remove from our profession. So this is a profession that was given up to you, man.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
The Lord has set us as watchmen to see if the sword is coming. And now we're warning the people, yo, the sword is coming. The sword is being sharpened. So we then make mercy. We're telling our people, come back to the Lord and repent. You know, but they don't want to hearken. Only the elect are gonna take heed.
Give me the Ecclesiastes where it says those whose look through the windows be darkened. Because now even these Edomites and these so-called truthers, they're starting to see it too. What we've been speaking about for many years. Because the apostles have been speaking about it before it was actually here, right? But now that thing with the border, people coming into that's a setup.
Yes.
And it's backed up by the U.S. government and those that are above them, because they're on the low level. There's people above the U.S. government. Okay, you understand? The elites, the banking families, man. Okay, and they're orchestrating this shit. All right, and it's about to be some major chaos. And the Most High is setting it up ultimately. He's above them. He's setting it up ultimately. For the cause of chaos, man. Wait till things start to get shaken up. Got it?
Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble.
Who's the keepers? The economists, right? The different people who they watch to see what's getting ready to happen in the future. Okay? They're trembling because they see the future is very grim.
That's right.
Go ahead, man.
And the strong man.
But the average person, they don't know what the hell's going on, right? They're just going to work, all right? Oh, I want to own this business, I'm going that business. They're not thinking about what's getting ready to come. Go ahead.
And the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease.
Meaning the work is going to stop. Soon work is going to be very scarce on these. Well, they have robots for everything. Walmart said they want to be 65% autonomous. All right, by what 20 something. Okay, and it's probably going to be before that they want to get this right. See? And when you go to Walmart's now, they got all these self-checkouts. You can barely find a place to pay directly. See? So what? What's that going to do? That's going to take out the back-end price. That's the biggest cost is what? Employees. Right? So once they get rid, you think these other shops, they're not going to say, okay, let me get rid of my employees too? Of course they are, man. They're going to follow the trend. All right? Read that again.
It says, and the grinders cease because they are few.
Grinders are the workers, man. See, the Bible's our book. That's what does Jake say he's working on us? He's grinding. See, the Bible is spoken in hip-hop, right? When it speaks about money, sometimes it speaks it as bread. Go ahead, man.
It says, and those that look out of the windows be darkened.
Meaning the future is going to be grim. The future that's coming is a grim future, man. It's not going to be a good future for these people, man. Okay? You know what's on the horizon? Cannibalism. That's on the horizon for most of these people. All right? People, their neighbors killing one another, killing them to look for resources, man. Okay? That's what's coming. I know they don't like to hear that, but that's the facts. Right.
And the door shall be shut in the street when the sound of the grinding is low. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
Yeah, you're going to see here people bumping music in their car. Oh, you know? Whatever music is going on, you know? I will wait for you. You're going to hear nobody bumping nothing in their car. Okay? See? But what they're going to be looking at need to focus and concentrate on. First of all, they might not even be able to drive their car. Okay? Good. That's it. Good.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 24, and verse 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish.
Right, the haughty people of the earth do languish. What does haughty mean? It means the proud people, arrogant people. Right?
Verse 6. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth,
Yep.
and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left.
That's it.
The new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh.
Yeah, hey, all the merry-hearted do sigh, man. You know, now we're coming to that switch of room, man. Right? Right now, these people, they're laughing. They're in the house of mirth. Right? But it's coming to the time, they're going to be in the house of mourning, man. You know? And us, we're going to be laughing. That's what's going to happen, man. You know? Like the brother said, you know, you're not going to hear any music, man. If you hear music, hey, it's probably one of the brothers, you know, pumping some music, man. Rejoicing because the Lord is bringing in His judgment, man. Because, hey, when Jacob's trouble's here, hey, that's our, how do you say this? Our mirth, man. Okay? That's our good day for to say, quote, quote. Alright? Because each and every day in this society, man, when you watch these people being mirthful, laughing, man, hey, it grieves you, man. You know, because deep down there, you want to have a good time too. Right? But we know that, hey, the good time's going to come in the kingdom. And the closer we get to Jacob's trouble, the closer we get to the destruction, hey, the more and more, hey, we're going to be in that joyful spirit, man, knowing that the kingdom is nigh at hand.
Job 5:21, it says, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh.
Yeah, at destruction and famine, we're going to laugh, man. Okay? Because here it is, man. We've been warning you, man. Week in, week out, warning you of what's to come, man.
Right.
You know, how much more when it comes, how much more happy that we're going to be, man, when we're seeing you suffer. All right? Because right now, when we're telling you this, yo, you walk by and, you know, give us faces, right? You scoff. The things that he's saying, they're not going to happen. And when it happens, hey, shit, we're going to have that I told you so look on our faces. You know, eating, looking at you, starving, you know, ashy lips, right? And here it is, our lips are juicy. We have vitamins within our bodies, you know, and you're looking thin and froth, right? You know, hey, we're going to laugh, man. So right now, it's best to be in the house of mourning for us because we have a sure hope that, hey, these prophecies, they're going to come to pass, man. And we're going to have the last laugh.
It says, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth.
Yeah, because the Lord is going to protect us from the plagues, man. You know?
Isaiah 24 and verse 8. The mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with the song, strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it.
And no more wine with a song, man. You know, no more going to the club, shots. None of that, man. You know, if you take a sip of drink, man, it's going to be bitter in your belly, man. You know, imagine you haven't eaten for days. You know, your throat is dry and you try to sip some alcohol, man. Yo, it's going to be bitter in your throat, man.
Nah, they ain't gonna know that. They eat for a while, they ain't drinking no alcohol. They ain't looking for alcohol. Unless they've been dying of thirst, they're not going to be drinking the alcohol. They're going to force alcohol because it'll make them more hungry. They don't be looking for food. Believe that. But if they have food, let's say they were able to get some food, they want to forget their troubles, yeah, these guys are going to drink a lot of alcohol. All right? But, hey, that's a beautiful thing, right? Because guess what? The Most High is going to set it up where the elect is going to have abundance. So if there's alcohol there, we go drink some of that here. Yeah?
Verse 10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in.
Yeah, and the city of confusion is going to be broken down, man. You know, and that city that's referred to is America, Babylon the Great. Because, you know, the word Babylon means what? Confusion, with mixture. So the Lord is going to break down this city, all right? It's going to break it down to like, yo, that there's nothing left, man. You know? The society's going to be all anarchy, you know, all hell breaking loose. Laws not going to be, people are not even going to regard the laws anymore. You know, it's going to be survival of the fittest, man. You know?
Every house is shut up that no man may come in.
Yeah, every house shut up, no man may come in. You know? You know, you're not going to, there's not going to be, you know, any more, how you say that, like the brother would say, chivalry. You know, anymore, you know, hi, bye, you know, looking smiles and stuff. Politeness. None of that, man. You know, if you see the next person, man, you're going to be looking for him if he has food, if he has water.
Well, not us, right?
Yeah.
But he's the average person. You know, the average person is going to have that mindset. Right?
Yeah, good.
So I think they might look at the next person as their next meal.
Yeah. That's how bad it is. Right?
Wow.
The house is going to be shut up because the martial law is going to be in place. You know, a lot of these stores are not going to be open like it is right now. Verse 11, there's a cry for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened, the mirth of the land is gone.
Crying for wine in the streets mean what? They're looking for the truth, man. You know? They're crying out for the truth. They're looking for the truth. How do I go on about my day, man? You know? How are things going to get back to normal? Right? They're going to be looking for a sense of normalcy. But we know, hey, there's not going to be any normalcy for these people, man. You know, peace and safety, then sudden destruction, man. You know?
This is Jeremiah 15 and verse 2. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as are for death, to death, and such as are for the sword, to the sword, and such as are for the famine, to the famine, and such as are for the captivity, to the captivity.
Yeah, that's what we're going to tell them if they come ask us any questions, man. You know, we already told you, all right, we washed our hands, so right now, hey, the such as are for the death, to death, for captivity to captivity, man. You know? You chose your route. All right? You chose death. You chose to side with the devil. You chose to trust in the system, man. You know? So when the system is not going to take care of you anymore, hey, that's on you. You know?
But the most you might tell them is biblical prophecy. That's it. It's biblical prophecy. This is what was supposed to happen.
That's right.
What am I supposed to do? It's biblical prophecy.
That's it.
That's going to be the default. You know? Your food is biblical prophecy. Any water is biblical prophecy.
Good precept.
This is Matthew 25 and 8. And the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, not so, lest there be not enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves.
Yeah, that's the attitude that we're going to have, man. Right? Yo, you go back. Go look for the, go look somewhere else, man. You know?
Yep, yep.
When the time was for you to, to get oil, you didn't want to get oil.
Right.
You know, and here it is, you want me to share mine.
Right.
Right? Well, get out of here, man.
Yeah.
You know, when the time was there for you to buy it, you should have bought it, man. You know, you saw us taking the oil, right? How come you didn't do the same thing?
That's the problem with Israel. They're always looking for the Lord when it's convenient for them. When they're in the world, they're having the fun. The Lord is far from their thoughts.
Yo, it's like if you have a woman, right? But then she don't cook, she don't clean, she don't do shit, right? But then she always want money or something. You're useless. If you're a man with some type of self-dignity, you're fucking useless. Okay? Anytime you ask her to do something, you can't do it. Right? But then she always wants something. Right? It's the same thing with the Most High. It doesn't work like that.
That's right, that's right.
Yeah, the Most High is not a genie. Yeah, you know? Right. Whenever you want something, you go to him. It doesn't work like that, man. You know? You gotta do things that please him, and then if he wants, he's gonna reward you.
That's right.
That's how it works. You're not gonna, you rep the box and then you get whatever you want, man.
That's right, that's right.
That would make the Lord really a false judge, man, because it says that the Lord, the just wait, the Lord deals with just wait.
Yeah.
Here it is, you put no investment, and you want a full recompense.
Right.
That's right, that's right, that's right.
You know? Not only that, you invested in wickedness. You didn't invest in righteousness.
2 Peter 3:11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person are you to be in holy conversation and godliness?
Seeing that these elements are gonna melt, the Lord's gonna bring a terrifying destruction. What kind of person should you be, man? Right. So, like the brothers were mentioning, okay, we're in the time of seeking Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Okay, seeking the Most High's mercy. You know, but us ourselves, we're looking for mercy. You know, and we're doing the work. You know, so it's time to repent to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and seek Him. You know?
This is Isaiah 55 verse 6. It says, "Seek ye the Lord while he may be found."
Right. So how can the Lord be found by way of His word is being spread out, man? It's being published, man, all over the world, man. Right?
It says, "Call ye upon him while he is near."
Right. So call upon Him. So that's another thing. You need to know His name, man. You know, you need to know His name, the name of the Father, and the name of the Son, man. So you can call upon Him in truth and sincerity.
That's right, that's right.
Right?
Verse 7. "Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts."
Right. And this wicked is speaking to you Israelites that have gone away from the ways of righteousness, man. Okay, forsake your evil ways, man. Separate yourselves from the ways of this world. Right?
And verse 7, Isaiah 55 and 7. "Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. And let him return to the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon."
That's right, man. So hey, so return to the Lord, man. Peradventure will have mercy on you. You know? You Israelites, yeah. Definitely speaking to you Israelites, man. You know? Speaking to your other nations, man. Okay, you guys have your time to enjoy the fruits of this world, man. Okay? All you nations have your times, man. You know, especially you Edomites, man. You guys have the longest run. Okay, it says, rejoice and be glad, O Edom. Right now is the time to enjoy, man. Because what's coming after, man, is going to be a legendary slavery, man. A legendary captivity, man. Okay, so we're speaking to you Israelites, man. Okay? Repent to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, peradventure have mercy on you.
Right. So like from the 2, it said, he will abundantly pardon. There's a precept in Ezekiel that says, "The Lord has no pleasure that the wicked shall die." Refer to the wicked of our people, because at the end of the day, Yahweh has love for his people, man. Right. He doesn't want to do this, but hey, he has to, because hey, you reap what you sow. You decided not to follow the laws, you decided to transgress the laws and not do what's pleasing unto the Lord. Hey, he's gonna have to punish, man. Like you stated earlier, the Lord is a power of balance. Okay? He's not gonna, you do something bad unto him and not punish you for that, man. You know, the same way as a father with his kids, man. You know, your kid does something that you don't like, you're gonna have to punish your kid, right?
Isaiah 1 and 5. Why should ye be stricken anymore? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint.
Yeah. You know, the whole heart is sick, the whole heart is sick, you know? The Lord is saying, yo, why should I warn you anymore? Why should I, you know, give you, how do we say, the chance, how do I, why should I, why should I give you more chances, man? You know, the Lord gives Israel a lot of chances, man. All right, there's multiple times when we call on the Lord, all right, the Lord forgave us, but right after, what happened right after? Like Judges, right? Every time the Lord gave us Judges, you know, 40 years of peace, and after that we went back to our folly, man. So what? The Lord said, yo, the whole head is sick, man. Okay, I'm not gonna give you any more chances, man. All right? So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save a remnant, all right, which is the elect, and as for the rest of you, the 2/3, hey, it's gonna be judgment for you, man. Fire and brimstone, all right? And then afterwards, I'm gonna bring you back to the Lord of the ones that I've chosen, which is the elect.
That's right.
Okay? Because if he gave another chance, the same thing is going to happen. The same cycle is going to happen, man. All right?
From the sole of thy foot even unto the head, there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrefying sores. They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollifying ointment. Verse 9, except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah.
Again, that shows you the love that the Lord has for his nation, right? To the point that, hey, he left a small remnant. You know, he left a small remnant, and that the whole nation doesn't be destroyed, man. You know? And you should be striving, all right, to be part of that small remnant, man. Okay, and not to be part of the rest that's going to receive the judgment of Sodom and Gomorrah, man.
And these little demons and niglets, they're still going to get eternal life.
What?
These demons are still going to inherit eternal life.
Just as the Lord told unto Ezra, dost thou love my creation more than me?
Right.
And that proves to you that the Lord loves Israel, because He's going to bring back those the wicked. He's going to bring them back in their right mind. They're going to be brought up in righteousness. You know, they're still going to be partaker of the second covenant.
Does he love Esau? He loves
Esau.
to hate Esau. Like a pastor. He loves to hate him. Yeah, he loves him all right. He loves to hate him. He loves him all right.
Romans.
When you said you read modified ointments, they're not taking heed to this word, because that's the ultimate healer. You know, because hey, through the word, his servants are being healed, man. Okay, and leading to perfection, man. You gotta be healed by the word, man. You know,
That's right. That's right.
Jeremiah 30 and 15. Why criest thou for thine affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased. I have done these things unto thee. Verse 17. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, said the Lord.
That starts with this word, man.
Yeah.
Well, it says, how shall the young man cleanse his way? By taking heed unto thy words. Okay? Right?
And it says, I will heal thee from thy wounds, said the Lord, because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, whom no man regarded.
Right, so ultimately, you know, it seems like we're forsaken, but we shall be called a city not forsaken. Okay, like the brother said, even those that are complete rebels, man, the worst in society, you Israelites, you're going to be perfect in the kingdom of heaven. You know?
This is Psalms 107 and verse 20. He sent his word and healed them and delivered them from their destructions.
Right, man. So hey, the word was set up to heal the nation of Israel, man. You know? And who's the word? Really, you see Yahweh Shai, man. So those that took heed to Yahweh Shai, they were healed, man. Okay? Well, the Lord said that now you are clean through the words that I've brought unto you, man.
Wisdom of Solomon 16 and 12. For it was neither herb nor mollifying plaster that restored them to health, but thy word O Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, which healeth all things. For thou hast power of life and death. Thou leadest to the gates of hell and bring it up again.
That's right, man. Right? He's the one that he lifts up the nation and he straightens the nation. He has that power, man. You know? He puts you in hell, he puts you in destruction. So that's the one you should lean upon, man. Okay?
Psalm 103 and I start at 13. Like as a father pitieth his children, so the Lord pitieth them that fear him. For he knoweth our frame. He remembereth that we are dust.
That we're just?
Dust.
Yeah, he remembers that we're dust, man. That's the Lord knows that we're but flesh, man. And our life is short, you know? So therefore he has mercy upon us, man. Mercy upon who? Those that call upon his name in truth and sincerity, man.
That's right.
Those that believe on him. Right?
Mark 2 and 15. And it came to pass that as Yahushua sat at meat in his house, many publicans and sinners sat also together with Yahushua and his disciples. For there were many and they followed him. And when the scribes and Pharisees saw him eat with publicans and sinners, they said unto his disciples, how is it that he eateth and drinketh with publicans and sinners? And when Yahushua heard it, he said unto them, they that are whole have no need of a physician.
Right, they that are whole in health, they don't need a physician, man. You don't need help if you're whole.
It's my throat,
but who's
you know?
whole, man?
I can't swallow.
Okay? Really, we're all subject to
It's
this,
the same.
to this flesh, man. So we all need Yahushua.
Same.
You know? But you know, the fact is that his servants, his prophets, the believers,
I know,
they recognize
Yeah.
that fact. And we got others, they don't recognize that they're sick. Y'all sick. How great is that darkness?
Yeah.
You know?
I'm not sure if that was Saturday.
Because the problem is that they were focusing on the law, not knowing that Yahushua was the one that they needed to follow. So they put their hopes in something that did not bring them to redemption, to salvation, because they can't keep the law. So if as it says, if you break one law, you're guilty of all.
I was trying to stop it.
Yeah.
I was trying to drink some lemon
You can't.
make it last.
Yeah.
You too.
Yeah, me too.
And it says here, and when Yahushua heard it, he said unto them, they that are whole have no need of a physician, but they that are sick. I came not to call the righteous, but the sinners to repentance. As it says, Yahushua came to save Israel from their sins. You know, so as it says, we're all sinners in the eyes of Yahweh. We're all fallen from the grace of the Lord. So we need Yahushua. We can't get to the Father but by Him.
That's right.
So you thinking that you're whole, thinking that you can do it without it, at the end of the day, you're mistaking yourself.
This is 1 John 1 and verse 8. If we say that we have no sin, we deceive ourselves.
Right, so if you say that you're whole, you're deceiving yourself. All right, he said there's not a just man upon earth that sinneth not. Right.
And the truth is not in us.
Right. So ultimately, Yahushua is not in you.
That's right.
You know, if you don't recognize your weaknesses, Yahushua is not dealing with you. Right. You know?
That's right.
Well, it says, examine yourself whether you be in the faith, man. Prove your own self, man. Right?
If you're saying you have no sin, you're basically saying you're on the same level as Yahushua.
Yep.
You know, and we know that. You're basically saying you're on the same level as Yahushua. And we know there's no man on the earth, you know, that's on the same level as Yahushua, man.
Nope.
So really, right there, you're showing forth pride.
Yeah.
You know, and we know what the Lord, says about pride, man. How He doesn't like that, man. You know, you're trying to, here it is, you're making yourself equal to Yahushua, man.
And again, to follow after Yahushua, he says to come as a babe. You have to put away that pride. You have to be able to humble yourself and to be learned and to be taught. You know, that's how the Lord set it up. You know? So if you're saying that you don't sin, you're thinking that you're whole, like the brother said, that's an act of pride, man.
Well, the Lord resists the proud.
Yeah.
Right. Right. It shows favor unto you.
Right.
It shows grace unto you.
Verse 9, it says, if we confess...
In that favor, grace, same thing, right? It says what? Let the Lord shine his face upon thee, that it be gracious unto thee. So he shined his face to give you this knowledge.
That's right.
So he's going to give his knowledge to someone who's not home.
Verse 9, back to John, 1 John 1 and 9. If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness.
Right? So that's the Yahweh Shai cleansing you and making, healing you. Okay? If you're acknowledging your weaknesses, man. Okay? If you come to the most, to Yahweh Shai as the publican came to him, man. Okay?
Yeah. Every time a brother comes to you, telling you about a fault, I don't see it. I don't see it. No, I don't see it. I get it. Spirit, I don't see it. Right? So that says a lot about you.
So this is another thing. The Lord speaks through men.
That's right.
You know? The Lord speaks through men. Man. The Lord's not, he's not going to come down. Like you said, man, this is the warning stage, man. The Lord's not, there's a time when Yahweh Shai is going to come, man. Right now he's dealing with his vessels. You know?
Well, he could grab you in the midst of a sleep, realm sleep.
Right.
And bring you up to the throne if you want.
Right.
Okay? Go speak to Yahweh Shai.
Right. It also says he speaks in.
If they want, you know what I'm
It
saying?
also says he speaks to men in visions.
Yeah. Yeah, you know you're gonna be doing it. Please put me down, you right? That's what they're gonna do. Because that's the same thing when Israel was trying to speak to the Most High.
Exodus 20 and 18. And all the people saw the thundering and the lightning and the sounds of the trumpets and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed.
They have sounds of the trumpets.
Yeah. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. And they said unto Moses, Speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not the Most High speak with us, lest we die.
It said the mountains were quaking. You know, it's this heavy earthquake, man. You know? Yeah, he's a terrifying power, man. He's terrifying, man. You know? But when you hear a thunder, the spirit gets frightened, man. That's just a normal thing. And that's the voice of Yahweh Shai. You know?
Second Corinthians.
He gets in that aggressive Benjamin type spirit. The one rock. Which one on one? Who top, right? Let's bring out you know, let me bring out the machine.
Yeah.
What you see?
Moses, move, I'm gonna kill him.
Go ahead, man.
Second Corinthians 5 and 11. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men, but we are made manifest unto the Most High. I trust also are made manifest in your conscience.
That's right.
I just wanted to I just want Benjamin, right? He told me that he was he's supposed to be the guy's father that I know. He was like a gangster, you know, and he came to like Toronto. And then he was like, his father was like, there's a bunch of like wannabe gangsters around. You know, and he said, yo, Mikey, you didn't tell him I would kill them. Mikey, you didn't tell him and he said just like that, you know, Mikey, you didn't tell him I would kill them. He started saying like in a normal way, but he meant it, you know. That's that aggressive spirit, man. You know, the Most High says something mean, he'll do it to you, man.
Yeah, ready, you know.
He shall be sent to the king of terrorists. Yahweh Shai is known as the king of terrorists, man.
That's right.
You see certain people get put to death. The Lord manufactured that death, man. That gruesome death, man. You know? The angels, they get real creative, man. You know?
Back to 1 John 1 and verse 10, finishing it off. It says, if we say that we have not sinned, we make him a liar, and his word is not in us. That's it. You know, that's basically what it's saying, man. You know, if you're saying you have no sin in you, you're basically proclaiming that Yahweh Shai is a liar, man. Because it tells you how that, in Isaiah, Daniel 9 and 11, that what all Israel have sinned, man. You know, so there's not one, except for Yahweh Shai, right? There's not one Israelite out there that didn't sin against the Heavenly Father, man. You know?
Well,
So, So if you say you don't have sin, that means that you're lying, man. You know?
Well, when the creature was
Yeah. Romans 8:20. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who had subject the same in hope.
That's right.
Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into glorious liberty of the children of the Most High.
Because even King Solomon, right? Yahushua's King Solomon, he went out. See? So he was still subject to that as Isaac. So or Isaac loved his son. But Esau was the wicked. See what I'm saying? Or Adam, right? So the creature was always subject to vanity. That's just part of the story. It was the Most High who made us go on. Okay? So now we're going to be restored to the Yahushua.
It was all for the purpose to lead us to that perfect way.
Right.
Which is Yahushua.
That's right. That's exactly.
So like the scripture says, honor the Father, honor the Son as you honor the Father, man. Because Yahushua is the demonstration of the grace of the Most High, man. And without Yahushua, nobody's going to attain perfection.
Get the second one.
This is Proverbs 20 and verse 24. Man's going are of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. How can a man then understand his own way?
Man's going is of the Lord. Okay? So meaning everything that man does, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai orchestrates. Okay?
Man's going are of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. How can a man then understand his own way?
That's it. So everything was orchestrated by the Most High. You have the second Adam?
Yep.
Okay, read it.
Yeah. 1 Corinthians 15 and 45. And so it is written, the first Adam was made a living soul, and the last Adam was made a quickening spirit.
Woo! The first Adam was made what? A living soul. The last Adam was made a quickening spirit. And it was set up like that from the beginning. Most High set up the serpent to deceive Eve. Right? Set up Eve to be deceived. Right? Okay? Because that's how the Most High wanted it. Right?
Howbeit, that was not first which is spiritual, but that which is of nature, and afterward that which is spiritual. The first man is of the earth, earthly. The second man is of the Lord from heaven.
Right. Adam was carnal. Okay? Carnal. Not 100%, but he wasn't no Yahweh shot. You understand what I'm saying?
Instead of green of evil was planted to act.
There we go. He wasn't like carnal. But he was carnal nonetheless. Listen, us, we're still carnal. Even though we're spiritual men, we're still carnal at the same time. Because we're not in those spiritual bodies. We're in the bodies of it. Right.
As is the earthy, so are they also that are.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good.
As is the earthy, such are they also that are earthy.
Right.
And as is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly.
That's it. All right, so that's why we're going to have to be made like him. Right? The reason why, because we're not spiritual yet. I mean, we're spiritual in the sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're not spiritual on the level of the Yahushua yet. And that's the ultimate spiritual.
That's right.
Okay, it ain't going to be no carnality in us in the kingdom. Right? The point where lust is going to overtake us. No, we going to do what we want to do what we want, whenever the Spirit hits us to do.
That's right. That's right.
And it's going to be through the Spirit. So, go ahead. Thank you. Go ahead. All right? It's going to be through the Spirit.
That's right.
Okay? Guess what? When we deal with our women, it's because the Spirit let us deal with our women at that time. And the Spirit is going to have them get pregnant.
Yep.
Okay? You know? It might not be the Spirit of dealing with Rebecca right now. All right? Okay? Ayash. No? Ayash. No, I mean, right now, she'll be in the Spirit. We're here in the Spirit. That's what I'm saying to you? The Spirit, like boom.
That's
right? And it's just going to be a perfect flow. You see when things connect? It'll be like the perfect flow. Yeah.
That's right.
Ain't gonna be no script. You know, kids they're gonna be the right goal.
Everything's gonna align correctly.
And she's gonna hit the perfect spots every single time.
Bullseye.
Right? Anyways, well, you go hit the perfect spots every time.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's why when you deal with them, you have to be good for once, bro.
Yeah.
So it's all to be in the spirit. You know? And if you judge an Edomite, hear this word, if you judge an Edomite, it's going to be in the spirit. Right? You must say, oh, why did he go so hard on that? Oh, that was the guy who put the Emmett Till to death.
Yeah.
That's the Roman that chopped off Paul's head. Okay, that's why the spirit had him go extra. No, tie him.
That's right.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the spirit is going to be taken away. See why, kid, bro?
But even on a low level, a person can think about you think about them at the same time.
It happens all the time, bro. It happens all the time, bro. Someone I'll call one of your cousin, and they, just think about you, bro. I've been there like 5, 7 times. Man, not a son more than that, bro. Every other time I call this guy, right? It's, I was just thinking about you, just thinking about you.
But the Apostle John mentioned this in one of his videos. He said you can feel someone looking at you from a distance.
Oh, yeah.
You know? He said he doesn't even know how that works. You can feel someone looking at you. You know? That's a low spiritual level.
High school.
Isaiah 46 and verse 9. Remember,
Bro, because Yahushua can read thoughts.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So we don't forget about that. Like, Yahushua can read thoughts. He said within himself when they're saying such and such. Right? So that, see? So that, like, you're right, that's a low spiritual level. But at the same time, it's still kind of high. Like, I can't say every time I can feel someone looking, I ain't paying attention. You understand what I'm saying? But sometimes I do feel it. You know?
It's like just the fact that Yahweh can read thoughts, that's how you know that in the kingdom, before you even ask for something, it's going to happen. Because the Lord is going to know, okay, that's what my servant wants, send that. You know?
That's right.
You know? He's going to make it happen. You don't even have, just as you think it appears in front of you. Tawara Yahweh.
And it's still going to be in the spirit. Why? Because it's prophecy.
That's it.
This is the book of Isaiah 65 and verse 24. And it shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer. And while they are yet speaking, I will hear.
Right? That's it.
Yeah, exactly. So before you even think, before you even call, before you even make that prayer, the Lord is already going to make it happen. You know? Everything's gonna, like the brother said, everything's going to be in the spirit. Everything's going to be right on time. You know?
Just that's your point. Even things that you know that you didn't like, man. The Most High is going to send it to you. And then you're going to start, whatever, it might be food, you start eating, you're like, oh shit,
One manner of food. That's a weird looking thing, man. Look like a porcupine. Open it up, right? Yeah. Lord, you know what I'm saying?
He's going to hit all your taste buds, right? He's going to hit different places in your palate where you didn't know you could hit, with food, man. You start itching your ears, you're twiddling, your toes are curly,
You've been dealing with the land that you have. You've been dealing with the land that you're going to have. It's going to be a land that's tailored to you. Right?
Wow.
The trees, the flowers that are around it, just the whole look. The smell, the house. The houses that you get, the homes, the mansions that you get, they're all going to be tailored to you.
Amen.
See? That's why the Most High said, that's right, all right, that's what the Most High said, right, that what you call it, what was I saying? Yeah, pleasures evermore.
Psalm 16 and 11. Thou wilt shew me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy.
Fullness of joy. So that's what I'm saying. You eat lasagna. I love lasagna. I can eat that every day. Right? Poutine, I can eat that every day. Right? offended by that. Does this offend you? Anyway, but this is this world. You know? Oh, shake ID or whatever. You know? What's that? It's, trust me, it's low level. Ingredients are defiled. The cattle is defiled. Everything is defiled. When we get in the kingdom, it's gonna the music, yo.
Yeah.
You remember that little boy that was singing?
My toes stinking.
The music is going to be on such a higher vibration.
That's right.
When you hear a song, that might just put the spirit of Samson. Go ahead.
Yeah. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore. Psalms 37:4, delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart.
Okay, the desires of your heart. Wow. What's a desire? It's a want. It's something that you want, something that you long for, that you even lust after.
What did the Lord say unto David? If I wanted a woman, I would have given you a woman. He said, I give you everything already.
That's light. That's light. That's light.
Let's deal with that. Let's deal with that. Everything, even that is going to be tailored after our likeness, man. See, every brother don't like everything the same, right? Some brothers like legs more than both. Some brothers like breasts more than legs. Right? So I like chick with little chubby cheeks. I like chick with this and that. You know what I'm saying? The size of the lips. Sometimes I want everything extreme. Right? I want, that's how you chicks are going to be tailored for you, brother. From birth. From birth. You know? That spirit, literally that spirit is going to be created for you. And right. That's right. And they're going to know that. They're going to feel that. But guess what? They're going to be everything that she wants in her spirit.
Songs of Solomon 8:8. We have a little sister, and she had no breast. What shall we do for our sister in the day when she shall be spoken for? If she be a wall, we will build upon her a palace of silver. If she be a door,
meaning what? Don't customize it. Customize
like the Powerpuff Girls.
Right?
That's right.
We need some more boxes. We need some more boxes partners. Yeah. Go ahead.
If she be a wall,
the breast well around. Go ahead.
If she be a wall, we will build upon her a palace of silver. If she be a door, we will enclose her with boards of cedar. I am a wall, and my breasts like towers. Then was I in his eyes as one that found favor.
So you can just imagine. Everything is going to be tailored to you. Even now, really. So the real deal, homie, feel you shouldn't just be going to no shop and buying clothes, trying it on. Them things really don't fit you right, man. You don't fit you right when you get that shit tailor made, man. That's when it really fits you right. See? That's what the rich people do. They get the tailor made. Well, people that know something, you know? You know what I'm saying? And it fits different, like just like it was made for your body. You know? But that's how it was in the ancient world. In the ancient world, our wives think of darkness. Go ahead.
Psalms 84:10. For a day in thy court is better than 1,000. I would rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my power than to dwell in the tents of wickedness. For the Lord power is a sun and a shield. The Lord will give grace and glory. No good thing will he withhold from them that walk uprightly. O Lord of hosts, blessed is the man that trusteth in thee. So again, the Lord is not going to hold back anything that's good. He's going to give it unto us, man. Just as it is, it's a pleasure unto the Lord to give us the kingdom. So how much more when we get there, when we're actually enjoying the earth, you know, the heat is bringing us gifts, you know, we're going to be at ease. We're going to be at rest. And the Lord is still going to bless us. as it says, he said unto Abraham, will I bless thee?
Right.
You know, but will I multiply thee? That's what's waiting for us. You know?
That's right.
The dew of heaven. Go ahead, go ahead.
This is Job 22 and verse 27. Thou shalt make thy prayer unto him, and he shall hear thee, and thou shalt pay thy vows. Thou shalt also decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee, and the light shall shine upon thy ways.
Right. So that's it. Okay, so everything is going to be upgraded. Everything is going to be upgraded, bro. There won't be no more pain. There won't be no more fatigue. You know? Or sore throat. You know what I mean? All that bullshit. You know, toothache. All that bullshit. That's about to be done away with, man. That's about to be done away with. Okay? Go ahead.
2 Peter 3 and 13. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heaven and a new earth, pertaining to that upgrade, wherein dwelleth righteousness.
That's right.
Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such a thing, be diligent, that ye may be found of him in peace.
But in a place that's so wicked, you can't have it happen. Only in a righteous place. Scriptures say that no good could come to him that is accustomed to evil or something like that. Okay? So no good could come to someone that's in a society that's all right? Only hurt really could come to the place like this.
That's right.
You understand? It tells you that in Proverbs the 29th chapter. So it's when the righteous are in authority that the people are going to rejoice. Not before. What?
And it's because of wickedness that these kingdoms have been destroyed. Wisdom establishes a kingdom. Without wisdom, whichever kingdom is in place, it's not gonna be everlasting. Because wickedness brings forth corruption, and corruption brings forth death.
And what was an example of wisdom establishing a kingdom? What was an example of that? Before that, King David. That was the one who really kept it.
Yeah, that's
really
true.
Started, made it. Because King David died in rulership. His son came in rulership. But really, King Solomon really messed it at the end. You understand what I'm saying? But through that time period, until before he was messed up, because it was in his old age. All right? It was established. And it became what? It turned into 40 years of peace. All right? So, if you could go back then, you see the glory of the Egyptians artifact. Right? But that was just a snippet of what, a small little snippet of what the kingdom was. Preview. Real quick? Yeah, a bootleg trip. Yeah, I needed a real trip, like a bootleg trip. Go ahead, bro.
Well, the Lord said, greater than Solomon's stand. This is 2nd Ezra 4 and 28. But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee. For the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good.
Now you go look for good here. This is not your rest. It is polluted. It will destroy you with sword destruction. It said better. Trying to make you help me out, you know? Go ahead, man. That sounds crazy. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, like the brother quoted Micah 2 and 10. This place is completely filled with wickedness, man.
Yep.
You know? It pushes carnality, man.
Yep.
Which the next kingdom is going to be full of spirituality. You know?
Yep. This is Hebrews 13 and verse 14. For here have we.
And also it's going to be full of what you call it, patience. Full of patience. People when they put something in the ground, they ain't gonna try to take it. They're gonna have to go through the whole process. They're gonna wait. They're gonna make sure they do it the right way. Right? When the food is ready, they're gonna put it over. They're gonna be no fast food restaurants available. All right? They're gonna have to wait for the lamb to be slaughtered. Okay? Yeah. Calm down. I'll just go on the street, dog. All right? Wait. We're gonna wait for the lamb to be slaughtered. Right?
Yeah.
And then they're gonna have to dress it and all these different things. Okay? Get prepared at the feast, and then they're gonna eat. Might take 4 hours.
Yeah.
5 hours.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's what they're going to have to do.
That's right, that's right.
So it's going to be a time of patience. There'll be a time of patience. It's not going to be a time of instant gratification.
That's right.
Now someone emergency deliverance.
God, this is Leviticus 19 and verse 23. And when ye shall come into the land, and shall have planted all manner of trees for food, then ye shall count the fruit thereof as uncircumcised. 3 years shall it be uncircumcised unto you, and shall not be and it shall not be eaten of.
Right, meaning it should be unclean. All right. So so 3 years they have to wait to eat of that fruit.
Even when they're walking in the desert, even that comes into patience also.
Yep. Because they weren't in the spirit, they were carnal. Right?
Verse 24, but in the 4th year, all the fruit thereof shall be holy to praise the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai withal.
Yeah, but right. And another thing is we have nothing but time anyway.
Yeah.
What are we gonna worry about time for? See, this kingdom is a man you come to meet to drive someone somewhere, and they take 15 minutes. You down there ready to put a curse on them. Okay? Because this kingdom is everything is about time. Everything is you gotta be 5 minutes late, this and that. No, in the kingdom it ain't gonna be like that. All right? Time is not gonna be calculated the same way.
Because the devil knows that he has but a short
Good
time.
time. That's right, that's right.
He gotta make sure everything goes.
It's really an oppressive way to live. See, when you go down to like West Africa, things like they don't live like that. From what I understand, the Nigerians they don't listen. Get there at this around this time, and they might get there around that time. It's not like you're 5 minutes late, they punch in the clock and this and that. That's an oppressive way to live. The fact that listen, Sunday you don't enjoy Sunday if you're working those type of jobs. You don't enjoy Sunday because you're thinking about Monday. I gotta wake up.
Even when they're at mass.
Right,
bro, I want to get out of here.
That's right. That's right. Go ahead, we'll get Proverbs 29. Proverbs 29. All right.
This is Proverbs 29 and verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
It's only when a righteous rulership is in authority that the people are going to be able to rejoice and be happy, comfortable. Right?
But when the wicked beareth rule, the people
Mourn.
mourn.
It's a wicked rulership ruled by wicked people, so this is why the people are mourning.
Right.
Okay? And really, when you get down to the nitty gritty, these people don't own anything. I don't care if you're upper middle class. I don't care if you're just hit, you're a millionaire. But these people do not own anything. They still got car payments. They still got home payments. They still got apartment or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Right? So they don't own anything. Go ahead.
If I may add, man, at least in the kingdom of Yahweh Shai, man, the heathens, they're going to own possessions. They're going to have their own piece of land, and their possessions, man. But here it is in this wicked society, Esau wants everything, man. Even down to the borders that the Lord has set in place, for the particular nations. This is your piece of land, this is for you, this is for you. Esau wants all that, man. Even within that land, your house, he wants your house.
There was an old Benjamite song that said, the teeth, the beef out of the patty. Meaning that the patties there, the beef in this, and these people, this type of person would teeth the beef out of the patty. Right? So Esau is that type of guy. Anything he can get, he'll suck everything dry until there's nothing more. That's it.
This is the book of Micah chapter 2 and verse 2. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
Yeah, that's what Esau does, man. He's oppressing man, his house and his heritage, man. Here it is. You saved up that's to buy this house, to raise a family in. But you don't really own the house.
Nope.
To plant a tree in your backyard, you have to ask the government for permission.
Right. Man, this is that. To build a patio, you gotta, you can't build a patio. Wait a minute, isn't this fine? No, it's not this. Okay.
Esau, he only gives you the illusion, right, that you own these things, right?
That's right.
You don't really own it.
I had my neighbor, remember the Ezekiel? He's a builder. So he ended up, he's good with his hands, so he ended up building a patio. That's why in the houses, you know, the hood, you know, so we're in the hood, and my neighbor is building a patio, nice patio. You know, he built a nice fence, so he's closed in, you know, so you know that's his house. So the government always kept coming to him, telling him, yo, you need to take that down. So people kept coming to his house, giving him phone calls. And I believe that's why sometimes he started panicking. Well, he started cussing about, oh, Satan, don't talk to me, I don't want to hear that, you know. He was going in, you know. Because these people kept calling him, constantly telling him, yo, you need to take down your things, you know.
Yeah, they're the devil, you know.
Yeah.
So really, like the brother said, was perfect. He said they can give you an illusion of owning something. Even your children, they give you an illusion that you own it because really they can come and take it.
Yeah. As soon as the child comes out, what? You get what? A SIM card and a birth certificate, man.
Right.
That says that what? Your children, the state owns your children, man. You know, like the brother said, you know, hey, if there's any conflict between you and your wife, you guys decide to divorce or whatever, they could come and take the children.
Right.
You know, or if they deem that the household is unsafe for the children.
Right.
Okay.
According to who? Well, that's Neely Fuller. Neely Fuller be going in, right? He said, according to who, right? He said, okay, you got a high school diploma according to who, right? Because I said you know it, right? Because the devil tell you know this, now you know, now I give you a high school diploma. Because the devil said you're a college graduate, now you're, right? You're qualified according to the devil to do this now. Just because you know the knowledge of being a mechanic, you done did it for 40 years, but you don't have the diploma, right? No, you're not a real mechanic according to Esau's standard.
That's right.
Because that's when the power was given to you, right? He controls the scenario. Give me that, the power of the earth is given to the hand. There's another one I was thinking of too. Job 9:24.
I go quick, you know, because what? You need permission from the devil to do anything that you need to do in this world, right? You want to open a small business? Hey, you have to go to Esau to get permission. You know, whatever that you want to do, you need permission from E, man. Regardless of the amount of years of experience that you have in this particular area, man. Like the brother said, mechanic. You might be working on cars since like your father's been showing you since you're a child.
Right.
But if you don't have that certificate, you know, you can't really go the places that you want to go, man. You can't go far. You know, you gotta go to Esau, get the certificate to do whatever you need to
And
do.
you may not be allowed to do it because there's certain things, regulations, will say, listen, you're not a certified to do something.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So that's how this devil gets you, and then that makes you subject to payments. Now you gotta pay this, and renew this. It's a constant trap. It's a constant trap. Go ahead.
If I may add too real quick, because if you have a certificate like a mechanic, that's an example of what it is. If you have one in Quebec, and then let's say you grab that certificate from Quebec, but then you go to Ontario, it's not valid. I know some people before. So you wasted all that time, you have to go over there to restart.
Yeah, Yahshua.
That's fucked up.
It's confusion. This place is built for confusion and madness.
Just as like the brother said, so it's like the devil just wants to get a piece of pie too. You know, you can't make money if the devil can't have some too.
That's all it's about. That's all
He's
it's
been
about.
there.
That's all it's about.
He's been there. He's born,
That's
bro.
all it's about. That's all it's about.
Yeah.
What you got? That's it. Okay.
This is Job 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Yep.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
The earth was given into his hand. All right, for a time period.
That's right.
All right, but we're at a time where it's about to be taken out of this.
Woo!
Okay. Good.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
That's it. You got something like that?
Isaiah 14 and 5.
Yep.
The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked.
But this is what's going to happen. He's going to break the staff, which represents the rulers. He's going to break the staff of the wicked. Go ahead.
And the scepter of the rulers,
Uh-huh.
who smote the people in wrath
Right.
with a continual stroke.
These people don't even listen. Who is that who said that? The one who's most hopeless is a slave who doesn't know he's a slave.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? Or there's another quote which said that the easiest one to keep a prisoner in prison is to teach him that he's free.
Yeah.
And this is what these people, they actually think they have the most freedoms that has ever been in the earth. Well, really, they're the most captive. Okay?
That's true.
Okay? And they're trying to make you even more captive by this surveillance digital system that they're building.
Yeah.
Right? But what's the end goal? The mark of the beast.
That's right.
That's going to make you the ultimate slave. Don't take that, brother. Okay? That's going to make you the ultimate slave, that mark of the beast, that microchip. Okay? Where now everything is on the, now they control everything.
Neuralink.
Oh, right. There we go. There we go. All right? What? You don't have enough social credit scores to be here right now. You see what I'm saying to you? But they'll tell you you have the most freedom.
Yeah.
See how the devil operates? That's deception. It's an illusion. Anyways, that was it on that?
There's a bit more. He that ruleth the nation in anger is persecuted. Is persecuted and none hinder it. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing.
Right. The whole earth is going to rejoice in that time. The whole earth is going to rejoice in that time. Man. They're not going to be sad.
Yeah.
Because they're going to realize that, yo, this was the problem. Okay? This wicked rulership was the problem. Go ahead.
Verse 18, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house.
Meaning these other nations. Okay? They're going to lie, meaning they're going to be able to enjoy the righteous rulership when Yahushua comes back and sets us up in power. They're going to be able to enjoy it after a certain period of time. Go ahead.
But thou art cast out of thy grave.
You Edomites that were running the earth. Go ahead.
But thou art cast out of thy grave, like an abominable branch.
Yes, sir.
And as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword that goeth down to the stones of a pit.
In other words, they're gonna abhor you to be like, yo, look at this piece here. You know what I mean? Yeah. Go ahead.
As a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people, the seed of evildoers.
Thy land, when they record the whole earth, they have destroyed the whole planet earth. Under the rulership of the Edomites, the whole earth is destroyed and polluted to excess. That's why you got whales, beach, and dolphins jumping out the sea. Okay? The water, you can't even drink tap water. You shouldn't drink tap water.
Fluoride.
That's dangerous. Yeah. That is more. Fluoride is the least of your problems in there.
Yeah, the acid too.
Yeah, it's all
they were doing some funky stuff.
Very terrible. Very terrible stuff with them. That's how Donald Trump. Very terrible. very terrible stuff. Go ahead. But it's true though. It's terrible. It's a bad thing. That's why you have to get bottled water. Right? Because they polluted everything.
And again, bringing it back to verse 7, that's why the whole earth is going to be at rest. The whole earth is going to rejoice at the downfall of the wicked. Because from then it's going to be, as it says in Revelation, it's going to be refreshed.
Yes.
Kindness.
That's right.
That's right, brother.
And even the foods that you eat, right? When you go to the grocery, all these ingredients, the majority of those things, especially when you go to the regular section, it's poison. Yeah. Things that you can't pronounce, right? That's not food. That's the chemicals that they're putting in there. Okay, and that's when you wonder why these people are constantly getting sick. Right? And the chemtrails they're spraying everywhere. So this man is destroying the earth, he's destroying the people.
That's right.
Go ahead.
This is Revelation 11 and verse 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath was come, and the time of the death that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets.
Right, because the time when the Lord comes back, he's coming to give reward unto the servants. We're out here doing the works of prophets. He's coming to give reward for these things, man. We ain't doing it for no reason. Go ahead.
And to the saints, and to them that fear thy name.
Because we fear the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Go ahead.
Small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroyed the earth.
But there's people that have destroyed the earth that he's coming back to target. He's coming back to make war with them, man. Right. He's coming back as the ultimate Dragon Ball Z character, literally. Straight up.
So saying God knows.
God straight up. God said straight up. Okay? And he's going to be angry as hell. And I'm going to tell you something. These elites in this society know it. Right. Okay? There's plenty of videos we've seen where they talked about these ships and things like that. Okay? Men that came off of them, how they look.
Jehovah's Witnesses.
Huh?
Jehovah's Witnesses.
No, not Jehovah's Witnesses.
They saw it up in the sky.
They saw, oh, you mean Jehovah's Witnesses seen it? Okay.
That was what they witnessed.
Oh yeah? Okay, well, okay, I didn't know that.
Descent from the heavens, yeah.
Right, okay, cool. But it's the chariots of the Most High.
That's right.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's the chariots of God. And the angels are in those vehicles.
Cherubim around.
All right? Yeah, the cherubim. Yes, sir. That's it. Go ahead.
Jeremiah
And
51.
what they said they saw that came out of those ships was so-called tall black men. Okay, so that's something that they can hide from the public. Why? Because those are the angels. Those are the Israelites. They're coming back to deliver His people, which are the people on this side. You see your name on this sign, bro? Let me know if you see your name on this. Your father's name on this side. You see where your father comes from on this sign? Take a close look. Go ahead.
Isaiah 31 and 5.
Yeah.
As birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem.
Woo.
Defending also, He will deliver it, and passing over.
Birds flying, that's those chariots. Okay, that's those chariots coming to deliver Jerusalem, which are the Israelites. Did you see your name on this sign anywhere? Where's your father from?
White as fuck, bro.
Did I? No,
I got French heritage.
French. I mean, you might be one of us anyway, because we got our people scattered all over.
Yeah.
This is like a rough draft. Okay?
Yeah, but no, it's good.
Right.
It's good.
Defending.
Plus, I see your friends are Jakes anyway. Your friends are people on this side, which might be spiritual. Okay? Because a lot of people that have friends that are the people on this side is because they're actually a part of these people. But they look different, right? Their family line looks different. But you go far enough, you're going to find people that look like us in your family line. Go ahead.
Best example is Blake Griffin's son. Blake Griffin's son looks like a so-called Caucasian,
Yep.
you know. But
Yes.
but if you go back up the line, Blake Griffin's dad is a so-called black man.
Right.
It all comes from Africa, though.
Yeah, no, but it's not about Africa. It's not about Africa. Listen, to hell with Africa. Africa is just a continent that they put the name Africa on.
But it's because they
What
brought
it's
it to
about,
hell.
what it's about, it's true. But it's about the land of Israel. It's about the nation of Israel.
Yeah, I know.
The
That's a
nation.
worldwide.
That's what's most important.
Let me see.
Right? So this is what's important. Is if the people that descend from these people.
Yeah.
Okay, what we're trying to show you is that it's not about how you look. You think I'm white. You don't know, really, you don't know what nation.
That's right.
Why? Because we've been scattered around the earth. Now, when you deal with Blake Griffin's son, give me Isaiah 11:11.
Well, Blake Griffin's son.
What you do? Huh?
Let me say this: my granddaughter is white, like him.
There we go. Well, that's a perfect example. But look at him. Look at him. What is his granddaughter? Is she white? Oh, she's white as fuck. No, she's a Levite. She's from the tribe of Levi, bro. So imagine that going down 20 generations.
Yeah.
Imagine you have a son going down 20 generations. Yo, they won't even know.
The spirit is the source, bro.
The spirit is the source. The spirit is the source. Give that man some water. Give us some living water. That's it.
Water for real, though?
That's it. Let's go. I don't know. Do you guys have water?
Thank you, man.
Go ahead. You know why? I think you might.
Go ahead. No, it's okay. It's okay.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 11 and 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set His hand again, the second time, to recover the remnant of His people.
The remnant of His people is what is going to be left after all hell breaks loose and Yahushua comes back. The remnant is what's left. Okay? Because most people are going to die off on the planet. Billions of people are going to die when all is said and done in this near future coming right now. In our lifetime. Go ahead.
He shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of His people.
Right. The first time was when? In Egypt. Go ahead.
Which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and
to
from
Cush.
Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea.
So he's going to be left from all these different places, man. The Israelites are going to be left from all these different places, man.
Go on.
All right? You see what I'm saying? All these different places the Israelites are going to be left from, man. You see what I'm saying? Go on.
And he shall
All right, go ahead.
verse 12, and he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth.
Right. They have to gather the dispersed of Judah. Read that again.
This is Isaiah 11 and 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set His hand again the second time.
Now, when was the first time? The first time was in Egypt, okay? When He delivered the Israelites, right? He brought them through the Red Sea, right? Which was our forefathers. Go ahead.
To recover the remnant of His people,
Right.
which shall be left from Assyria
and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush.
Right, so he's going to be gathering the Israelites from all these different places. And these are heathen nations.
Right.
So guess what? They're going to look like these nations. They're going to say, oh, I'm Arab, I'm this, I'm that. Right? But really, the ones that are here, they're going to have to learn that they're Israelites. They're not actually what they think they are.
That's right. That's
Okay?
right.
Go ahead.
And from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea.
Right, so there's Israelites scattered all over the planet Earth in all these different nations. Okay? And they're going to be speaking the language of those nations. They're going to be following the custom of those nations. And they're going to think they're part of that nation. All right? But the Lord knows who's who.
Right.
Go ahead.
This is Romans 8 and verse 16. The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High.
It's all spiritual. Man. All right? Through the Spirit we can discern who's who. Man. All right? But ultimately, the angels are going to be the ultimate discerners. They're going to be able to sift out who's who. Ultimately. Okay? And no Edomite is going to make it. No other nation is going to make it. Ain't nobody going to sneak on the chip. Right? If they're not an Israelite, they're not going. They can't make it on the chip.
Isaiah 24 verse 6. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left.
Right, because when all hell, when that nuclear fire hits, there's going to be few men left on the earth. Very few men are going to be left alive. Okay? Go ahead. Like I said, billions of people are going to perish. Man.
That's right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Matthew 13 and 27. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then hath it tares? He said unto them, An enemy had done this. The servant said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up?
Now this is the flip side of the thing, right? Because you got Jakes that look like Jakes that think they of Jake, right? But they're actually tares.
Right.
Okay? Just because you look like a so-called black guy, or so-called Latino, or so-called Native American doesn't necessarily mean you're an Israelite. Because we have tares amongst us. Meaning what? If you go further enough, their forefather was a so-called white guy, as in an Edomite, an actual Edomite, that descended all the way to the Edomites. Right? Which makes them what? Edomites. I don't care if they have an afro, I don't care if they got woolly hair, okay? If they have wear a feather in their head, they're Edomites. Okay? Right?
And that's the importance of why the Lord tells us to judge righteous judgment, but not according to judge not according to the appearance. You know, because you don't know. You can't just say, "But okay, this guy is walking up. He looks like a Caucasian, or you're going to captivity."
Right.
You know, you have to be able to judge the spirit.
Or whatever nation.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever
nation. Right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, right? You could say that's to be an indicator, right? Because most Edomites, most so-called white people are Edomites, right? But most so-called Chinese are Moabites, right? But then you got the sprinkling among them. So you got to try the sprinkle. You got to, see what they say out of their mouth, see how they move, see how they stand, see how they walk. Say, okay, that's one of us. All right, that's how it works. Right? That's being spiritual.
That's it.
To back you up, Revelation 7 and 9. And after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations, and kindreds, and people,
Right,
and tongues.
see when it says all nations. When it says all nations, it's not speaking about all nations as in that actual race of another nation. No.
Pangea.
It's speaking about
Pangea.
Pangea.
You know how the earth was? One continent?
Yeah, no. But this is speaking on something different. This is speaking about when the Lord's going to gather the elect, right? The great multitude. He's gathering Israelites from all nations. Okay, get me that in Acts. Spoke about Jews out of every country, all right? But it's saying all nations. So certain people will read it and say, oh, everyone could be saved. No. This is Israelites that are coming from all nations. That might look like other nations. Go ahead. Read that again.
Yeah, Revelation 7 and 9. And after this I beheld, and lo,
Right.
a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations
Right.
and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne, before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands,
Right, that white represents purity. Go ahead.
and cried with a loud voice, saying, Salvation to our power.
Our power. Now, all throughout the Bible, when it says our power, it says who? The God of Israel.
Right.
So
Abraham,
these are
Isaac, and
Israelites. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
That's right.
And it says, the salvation to our power which sitteth upon the throne and unto the Lamb.
That's it.
Psalms 147 and verse 19, he showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any
He's
nation.
not showing no statute judgment unto any nation. He has not done that.
right.
Okay? He shows his words and his secrets unto the Israelites.
That's right.
We have a spiritual connection to the Most High. Okay? That's why we're innovators the way we are, because we have the Most High gives us the inspiration.
That's right.
All this music you got out here was created by so-called black people. I hope you know that. Okay? That
The rhythm, it's the bass, the drums.
it's all of that. But it's an innovation, a spiritual opening of the pineal gland that is connection to the Most High. To
Planets move like music.
But that's it. But you see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. So our people have that, right? Go ahead.
So again, bringing it back to the nations. So when it says that the word is only dealing with Israel, it's only dealing with Jacob, and when it says nation, that means the Israelites in those nations. Not
But I'm
not the whole nation.
gonna hit you with something else. It's beyond music. Because when you look at these inventions, the majority of inventions were created by so-called black people. Okay? When you deal with the stoplight, when you deal with the gas mask, when you deal with the cell phone, when you deal with the fiber optics, okay? A lot of things that people have no clue about that makes this earth go the way it's running by so-called black. You understand? And Latinos and Native Americans. Okay? Because we are the Israelites. All right? Now, I'm gonna hit you with something. Nikola Tesla. You ever heard of Nikola Tesla? He was an Israelite. He's one of our people. That's why he was able to do that innovation. That
Yeah, you said that.
He's one of our, but he looked like us, so he looked like you, right? But guess what? He's a descendant of the sons of Jacob through the Spirit. Okay? That's what I'm saying. He said, I know, that's good.
And in the music, they revolutionized hip hop, called it trap.
Yeah,
Trap.
bullshit. But BS. The new music is BS, garbage. It's garbage. Go ahead.
It says he had not dealt so with any nation.
Yeah.
And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
That's right. That's a must.
This is Acts 2 and verse 5. And they were dwelling at Jerusalem, Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven. Now when this was noised abroad, the multitude came
What's the
together.
spirit, bro? I wanted to stop early, but it's the spirit. Go ahead.
It says, now when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded,
Yeah.
because that every man heard them
No,
speak.
read that again for the
Yeah,
church.
It says, and they were dwelling at Jerusalem, Jews, devout men out of every nation.
Israelites out of every nation. Go ahead.
Devout men
Because you have to remember that we've been scattered. That's why we're in every nation.
out of every nation under heaven.
Right.
Now when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in his own language. And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, Behold, are not all these which speak Galileans? And how hear we every man in our own tongue, wherein we were born, Parthians and Medes and Elamites,
So these are all different nations. Go ahead.
and the dwellers of Mesopotamia,
Right.
and in Judea, and Cappadocia,
Right.
and Pontus, and Asia.
Well, that's the spirit. That's the spirit. You know why? You know what I'm about to say? I was just about to say this in the spirit, right? The majority of the so-called Filipinos are our people. I believe the majority of them. Okay? Because you got the Negrito, and there was actually a slave trade here. Okay? So I believe the majority. And they can sing, they can dance, they can do all of that. All right? There's a particular karaoke time that they go, oh, they can hoop? They go who?
Oh yeah, yo, come
They
on,
go who,
bro.
bro?
You got crazy energy, yo.
All right. So I believe the majority of them are Israel.
You saw one before Kev, right? He said it. It was a Filipino.
Oh yeah, but he was bugging out.
Yeah, but it's still
No matter was he legit?
Yeah, it was, yeah, it was.
But either way, that's what I'm saying. So that's just the spirit, right?
Yeah.
It says,
I don't know how to pronounce that. Oh no, Phrygia.
Phrygia and Pamphylia,
Yeah.
in Egypt and in the parts of Libya about Cyrene, and strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes.
That's right. That's it. Oh, that's it. More?
Acts.
Greeks and Arabians, we do hear them speak in our tongues, and wonderful works of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
That's it.
I just want to bring the point that nationality and citizenship is two different things. You know? So Acts 22 and 24, the chief captain commanded him to be brought into the castle and bade that he should be examined by scourging, that he might know wherefore they cried so against him. And as they bound him with thongs, Paul said unto the centurion that stood by, is it lawful for you to scourge a man that is a Roman and uncondemned? When the centurion heard that, he went and told the chief captain, saying, take heed what thou doest, for this man is a Roman. But again, Paul tells us, I am a Benjamin of the seed of Abraham.
I'm a Benjamin.
You know? A Benjaminite. You know? So how is he a Benjaminite and a Roman? Because his citizenship is a Roman of Rome. He's a citizen of Rome, but he's a descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So there's the two differences. You know? Just like today, we're so-called Canadians. Okay, but again, we go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know? So we're Canadian on paper, but our bloodline goes back to our forefathers.
So with that, first, we give all praises, glory, and honor
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Uchakudash.
I ain't even doing no Shabbat today. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom.